Hey guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the channel, and this is episode 75 of the Great Farm Cleanup. I'm just grounding up some wood to take back with me. This was the last load of wood that Mum purchased for the burning the kitchen stove. It's nice and short, and where she is now in her new house, she has a wood heater in the lounge, and it hasn't got a lot of, it's not a very big firebox, so the short logs will be great for over there. I know I did say I wasn't going to lug whole heaps of boxes back with me, but I have plenty of room in the van, and I know Mum will appreciate some of this wood, so I may as well fill some spaces in the van and take some of this back. We won't be touching any of the bigger stuff because it doesn't suit her fireplace over there, but we might as well get a bit of this. It's nice wood. So in this episode, we're just rounding up some last things to put in the van. It is our very last time at the farm for taking stuff back, and I'm just tidying up some loose ends. We do have to try and get the UTV going and give out a clean up, so that's next. I just thought I'd grab some of this wood whilst I've got some room in the van to put it. Mum's had a long association with wood and wood stoves and wood heating all her life. She's had, adventures going out getting wood. She used to tell me her father would be, they'd go on family wooding weekends and bring back enormous amounts. I think at where she grew up, there was a line of firewood to rival the Great Wall of China. So, and of course on the farm here for 60 years, it's been something that you needed for the hot water, for heating the house, and of course for cooking. So it's good that her house still has a wood heater, and we'll take some back. I know she'll appreciate it. Now, the next job at hand is to see if we can get this UTV going. The battery has been, well, it gave me a lot of grief last time I was back, and that was 3 months ago. Ross did say he tried to charge it, but he said he had it on the charger overnight and it was still pretty much dead flat. So must have a crook cell. He is going to pick us up a new one, which will be handy. So when we have to load this, when we have the truck over here, it'll be a bit easier to do. But I'll see if I can get the thing going with the jump starter, because I'd like to drive it over to the car, pressure washer and give it a clean up and take some stuff out of it. I'll probably just put all that in a crate and put it in the van, so that when it does go on the truck, when Steve's here, it you don't have the risk of things falling off it and landing on the road, and it'd be much easier if we can drive it up. Now let's see if this jump starter will recognize the battery. Someone mentioned in my last video, or one of the recent videos of when I jump started the ute, that these Noco boost things have an override switch. Now it could be so. I don't think I've ever actually read the instructions. My bad. Let's see if it will register the battery. I don't know if it's got any kick in it at all, but if it will, then that'll be good. We'll turn it on. Okay, it does. So there must be enough voltage in to register it. The terminals look a little loose there. We'll see if it'll start though. No, I've got no lights at all. It could be that the terminals are a bit loose. We might tighten them up. Okay, that should be tight enough. I don't like doing up things with shifters, but I don't have any other spanners here. They've all been packed. So that should be okay. Let's see if we can get some life into it this time. And if we can't, we'll have to see if this charger has an override switch. All right, what do we have here? Oh, there's the on. All right, so I don't think it's registering the battery. Is that an override? That's a light. I don't know how we can tell it that there's a battery on the end, because I'm pretty sure we won't have any power there. Yeah, there's no power at the dash at all, so it hasn't registered that there's a battery there. And okay, I don't know, maybe it hasn't got an override switch. I can't see any other controls on it. So I'll go and get the jumper battery and we'll hook that up and see. Okay, we'll leave that one sit up there. Now for those that didn't see my last video or haven't seen a video about smart chargers, they need to know that there's a battery on the end of the leads, and until they do, they won't actually provide any power at all. And that's the trouble when you've got a battery that's totally dead. It it doesn't let the charger know that it's there. So you can trick the smart chargers by connecting another power source, and I've even done it with a small 9-volt battery, but I don't have a small 9-volt battery with me. And maybe this might be a waste of time. We might even just try and run the thing off Ross's battery just to get it over and charge it up, because I can't get those jumper leads on there. So we might take the power pack off it completely. Also, I don't think it will keep running. Last time when I started it off the power pack, the moment I took the power pack off, the thing died. So it obviously needs power to keep running. So we'll see if we can just, that battery is fairly stable there. We can see if we can jump that battery and actually run it with that battery sitting there. So let's get that on the earth firmly and the positive. All right, hopefully that will work. Let's see if we've got power now. Okay, fuel pump's going, that's good. It should start up. All right, we have power at the dash and the fuel pump's going, but for some reason it won't crank the starter. Oh, almost. Now maybe that battery's a bit flat. Okay, and I'm not having any success here. I've even tried some error start into the air filter and it's just not firing. It's turning over a bit and then the solenoid keeps clicking, which normally indicates you've got low voltage, but even with the jump pack on it, it's not really making much difference. So I'm not sure. It doesn't really need to be pressure washed or anything. That can be done when we get it running over home. I guess I'll just clean out all the bits and pieces, maybe sweep it down. And if Ross picks up a new battery for it, well, that should make a big difference. I found the doors for it in the workshop, so that's cool. It might as well have doors. So, all right, that'll do. We'll just sweep it down a little bit. I'll get the stuff out of it, and I'll put Ross's battery back on his little trencher. Battery has been returned to its home, and it still cranks the engine over, so we didn't flatten it. So thanks, Ross, for that. And I've just swept this down a bit. It looks a lot better, actually. Look, it probably is a good thing not to pressure wash it, because I don't want it sitting with water, sitting on the engine, and I probably wouldn't drive it around enough to get it hot. So when I get it over home, I will probably dismantle it a bit. I might take the seats out, take the back tub off, give it a really good clean up, give the engine a service. Dad never used it a lot, so it's probably in pretty good condition. But likewise, I don't think he ever really did much to it, hence it was pretty filthy, not just spider webs from sitting here. I don't think it ever got washed. So we'll give it a good birthday when we get it over home at some stage. It will be for sale. I don't know what it's worth. I'm kind of guessing around 4,000 or 5,000, but I'm really not sure what they're worth. I'll have to do a bit of checking. But it looks pretty cool with the alloy rims, and it actually looks cooler without the doors on it. But anyway, there's a lot of hobby farms over home, and I'm sure someone will love it. It's no longer registered. I think we've let the registration run out because I think it was registered as a farm vehicle, and it'll probably go to a hobby farm or something, which won't be able to get that same sort of registration. I don't know what's involved with roadworthies on these things, but look, I'm just going to sell it unregistered. It probably will be a while before I get around to cleaning it up, and of course it'll be a while before Steve can pick it up and take it back over there. But with a new battery in it, hopefully starts. If not, they can winch it up onto the truck and we'll deal with it another time. Now I'm just wandering around the farmyard seeing what else needs doing. I did try a post on local Facebook groups to get rid of these fence droppers. There's some galvanised ones there, there's some poly ones, and there's some old hardwood ones, and some more gal ones, and also some old galvanised iron or corrugated iron. Put it all on for free, had no takers, so I was just trying to reduce the amount of stuff we left here for Ross. I don't think Ross uses these droppers, he told me, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with those. I tried. There's a little item in the front yard here, in amongst the trees, and it's sat here for, I reckon, have to be 40 years. And it's a contraption that Dad made back in the early 70s, using old farm machinery bits. and it's an elevator for loading briquettes or for bagging briquettes. So you'd put a bag over there. I think we used old Hessian bags or perhaps old super bags, and it would run off an electric motor, and it was a bit similar to the old hay elevators, and little cleats. The chain would run up there and it would feed briquettes up into a bag. You'd have to shovel them on, well, with a big coal fork. And if you're too young to remember briquettes, they're like a large black coal, compressed coal to make a small sized brick. I think you get small ones today, but they're kind of about the size of about 4 matchboxes stuck together. You could sort of hold one in your hand, and you used to burn them. They had briquette heaters, and they'd burn really well actually, but they were very dirty to work with. Now Dad made this up back in the early 70s when he managed the local grocery store, and we had to fill bags of briquettes to be delivered around town. We used to get them up on the train in bulk, and I think we'd have to go around with the old ute or a trailer and essentially try and shovel them in and then dump them off at the back of the shop, and then have this old thing rattling. It made a hell of a noise, and you'd basically feed briquettes to it, it'd shovel them up, it'd take them to the top, and you'd fill a bag. And so that's what that is. And it's, well, Dad left the shop in the I think about 1974, 75. And then somehow it ended up here. I think it stayed with the shop with the new owners, but somehow it ended up here as a garden ornament. I put this on Facebook for free as well in case someone wanted it, and a lady about 20 minutes down the road is pretty keen, so her husband might even come through early in the morning before I leave and pick it up. I'm happy for it to go to someone that can, you know, appreciate its history, and I've told them the story. They seem pretty excited about it. It's obviously not much good for anything other than just decorative. People love rusty metal and old farm items in their garden, so I'm pleased that's finding a new home to someone that appreciates the history of it. So we managed to get rid of something, but the fence gear and the corrugated iron will have to stay. This front yard of the house was Mum's pride and joy. It was a native garden, and look, some of the trees have grown very well. There's some pretty healthy trees here, but it's certainly looking more like natural bushland now. We used to keep it quite neat and mow all around the trees. It gave a bit of protection to the house from the westerly winds, which would whip across the paddock. It's a very exposed area up on top of this hill, and you see a lot of farmhouses, they have a lot of trees around them for that reason, to slow the winds up and help protect the house from the elements. The 2 big palm trees look amazing there. I can remember as a kid hanging off the branches, so they've got a lot higher than they used to be. Ross did say he will be keeping the palm trees, which is great. I mean, you wouldn't want to take those out. He's not sure what he'll do with the house. He may eventually put a new one there. At this stage it's staying, but certainly the palm trees are awesome. He's going to obviously keep some nicer trees here too. He's not going to bulldoze the whole garden, but it will be more of a low maintenance affair, because Mum and Dad certainly had a very busy garden around the farmhouse, and it does require a lot of maintenance. So, okay, we're getting towards the end of the day. I'm actually going into town to have a meal with some friends, and I'll be back later on this evening. I won't be in town for too long. I've got a bit more tidying up to do, and then heading off tomorrow morning. So I think we'll wind this video up now, and we might do another quick one in the morning or maybe this evening, and I might just have a bit of a walk around, maybe out in the paddocks a bit, and just remember. Okay, so this video might be a little shorter than the others. I have no idea how long the clips have gone for. I just sometimes put the camera on and talk. I don't know why you guys haven't got sick of me yet. Anyway, we'll finish up this episode now. We'll probably get one more in. Just have I'll walk around and relay some memories I have of various spots of the farm. If I can, I'll try and find some old photos to show you what I'm remembering and then what it looks like now. I might have to hold that video off for a little bit, so we might get one more episode in. And then, yeah, we're heading off tomorrow. We might try and catch the museum on the way home. And that will basically be really the end of an era. So thanks for watching this one. We'll see you in the morning, maybe whenever I get the next one up. Or you might even see the museum one next. I don't know. Just stay tuned to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.